Today, the full council formally passed a resolution ratifying the termination of Brett Hayward, in which he was advised on November 2nd. Today's unified council decision effectively shows that this was a decision of the full council. The councillors and I appreciate there are some in the community that feel that they have a right to know the reasons for such a decision. We collectively made a decision to terminate Mr. Hayward. It is a decision many employers make with a new employee in a probationary period. These are difficult decisions and one we believe is in the best interest of council and the broader community. Unlike Mr. Hayward, council does not consider it is appropriate to publicly comment on confidential employment matters. Council does not agree with Mr. Hayward's comments. Council believes Mr. Hayward is well aware of the reasons which gave rise to termination of his employment. Council does not intend to comment further on this matter at this time. Now, the good news, the appointment of a new CEO. We are pleased to announce that today we have appointed a new CEO, Mr. Craig Doyle, who brings extensive commercial and strategic experience to council. We are very fortunate to secure Mr. Doyle, who is willing to be part of this organisation, considering the events of the past fortnight. Craig will bring a fresh insight into council business. He is presently the CEO of Gladstone Ports Corporation. He previously served as the Executive General Manager and also the General Manager of Operations of Wilmar Sugar. He also held the Commercial Manager position at Mackay Sugar and a Senior Executive role at Sugar Australia Refinery. I can confirm that the appointment of a new CEO has come at no additional recruitment cost to council. So I'm happy to take questions on the appointment of a new CEO, and I hope you appreciate I cannot answer your questions on the termination of the former CEO.
The meeting that we just witnessed, was that the meeting that we were told took place 2 weeks ago?
The meeting that you told took place?
Yeah.
Just to help out the media, council carried out, you saw what carried out today the very same way we employed the previous CEO. And that is on the 23rd of September, you'll see the minutes said that council formally endorses the actions of the mayor in establishing the necessary contract of employment for employing the CEO. The contract was signed weeks earlier, and the resolution was on the 23rd of September where we ratified the actions taken. All you're seeing here today is just like when we employed him. You're seeing a resolution before council ratifying the actions we took. So the whole of the council agreed on a course of action. I carried out those actions, and today you see the formal ratification of it.
So
it is no different.
What date was the original decision to terminate his contract made?
The original decision to terminate his contract was made towards the end of October.
At a council meeting?
You missed the point, Jonathan. I've just explained to you, we take actions, collectively decide on a course of action, and then we can ratify that action later. We follow due governance. There is nothing sinister, there's nothing more to say on the matter.
If you're to decide on an action, doesn't that have to be done at a formal gathering of council?
No, there's lots of things council decide as a collective group of people to do, and they give authority to someone to carry it out. And then a ratified motion gets carried out after that. It is simply ratifying what the direction was or the actions to take. We have done that on a number of occasions. It is not uncommon practice in local government. We have terminated the CEO the same way we employed the CEO. So if you want to think there's something untoward in the way we've done it, it's the same way we employed him. I won't take any more questions on that topic.
Is there a limit on when
that's...
No, there's no, there isn't.
We've ratified the decision.
Who wants to talk to me about the new CEO?
When is he due to start?
Yes, he has got a contractual obligation. When you're in a senior role as such a CEO of Gladstone Ports Corporation, you're in a contract, and when you want to terminate that contract, you've got to give sufficient notice period. So he is currently in negotiations with his board on the appropriate time they'll release him. So he'll be here early in the new year. That date is yet to be confirmed. I got a rough date, but the board are determining when they can let him go sooner. I respect that he has got a moral obligation to finish the work at Gladstone Port Corporations. There is lots of contracts that will be finished up around about Christmas time. He's been the instigator of those works for the last 2 years, and he needs to see them through for that organisation. We respect that, and he'll be wrapped up hopefully by Christmas.
You mentioned his experience. Has he got any in local government?
No, he doesn't have any local government experience, but just like when he went to the Gladstone Ports Corporation, he had no ports experience. It comes with the skill set that he had, just like when he had the roles with Wilmar, and he was taken to Wilmar overseas to run their overseas operations. When he was the Executive General Manager, that was an incredibly challenging, huge role he undertook. And so when you have a skill set, you can apply it to any industry. And we're confident he'll be able to apply that to local government.
What are the key goals that you want him to achieve, I suppose, in the first 12 months?
I guess when it's a local boy coming home, he understands our region, and he's worked in one of our primary industries, sugar. So he understands our Mackay Regional Council and our region really well. So what we're hoping as councillors, he will be able to bring fresh insight into the role council can play and facilitate as we go through the challenging economic times we're in. So when I see what he's done in the Gladstone Ports Corp role, the sort of contracts he's been able to negotiate, the work he's been able to do with overseas companies, that'll put us in good stead to have those skill sets, that commercial mind in this operation of council to carry out council's business, because we're good at what we do, and he'll be able to take us to the next level, particularly in these tough economic times we're in.
And was he one of the shortlisted applicants the first time around?
He certainly was. So when we say there was no additional recruitment costs, we're able to turn, like any employer does, they turn to their short list of preferred candidates. He was number 2 on the list. He simply, got the call, he is still interested, and the whole of the council had the opportunity to interview him, be part of the interview process. So he got to see us all.
Has Dr. Hayward's solicitors now been given the papers as to why he was dismissed? The deadline was yesterday.
Yeah, I thought you might ask me that question. What was the response I was going to give you?
He's aware of the reasons, and I know we didn't hear it from John.
So, this is what I wanted to say to you, because I thought you'd continue to ask, either one of you two. Council does not consider it appropriate to publicly comment on these employment matters, and we do not agree. No, we do not agree. What he is saying, Council does not accept, nor is he aware. We do not accept that he's not aware of the reasons which gave rise to the termination of his employment. However, in light of his public comments, we have written to him to remind him of Council's position. While we do not agree with Mr. Hayward's comments, we do not intend to comment further on the matter at this time.
Are there any particular topics that the incoming CEO should avoid?
No, what's that?
Should he avoid any topics because he might be met by a solicitor at a meeting?
No comment.
Can you be certain that Mr. Doyle is the right fit for council, obviously?
Gee, I hope so.
Yeah.
Is there a reason that Mr. Hayward was selected over Mr. Doyle initially?
No comment. I think we are where we are. I'm just grateful amidst all this media that someone can see through that. And I really put it to the staff. The reputation of our council, how passionate our staff work, how innovative they are. We have a good reputation in local government. And I'm grateful someone can cut through all the media and look at the organisation they're coming to, look at the staff that they'll be working with, and still want to come here. So I'm personally very grateful. Amidst all this, he still wants to come here.